Hello everybody, welcome to the Voice of Wrestling Quiz Night. Semi-final day, big excitement. A little bit early, so got a little bit of time for preamble. Thanks to all of you for following and, when requested, typing in the chat. I have become a Twitch, what's the word for it? I think I'm an affiliate now. Which means not a whole lot, but it does mean that if you have an Amazon Prime subscription and you link it to your Twitch account and then you click the subscribe button, it doesn't cost you anything, but Amazon gives me money for free. So if you do fancy doing that, I'm not going to say no. Yeah. I think it does one or two other things, but I'm not entirely sure what, because I am not 100% on top of the whole Twitch thing. It also, somewhat unfortunately, means I can't put the VOD up immediately on YouTube, but I think I can put it up after 24 hours, but you can still always just view the VOD on the Twitch by going to the video section. So yes, as always, I'm going to be keeping an eye on both the Twitch chat as well as the Discord chat. With the link to the Discord you can find within below the stream. There's an icon, Discord icon. Click on the icon. My phone going off very loudly. Okay. So, for those who may not have joined us before, because we've slightly changed time zone for this one, Voice of Wrestling Quiz Night is usually an interactive quiz. It's for wrestling nerds by a wrestling nerd. The questions are more difficult than your usual wrestling quizzes because, you know, if you're anything like me, you've spent your time in your life with the occasional time a wrestling question comes up in like a pub quiz or something. It's no challenge at all. It's too easy. It's almost boring because it's so easy. This quiz ain't like that. This quiz is hard, as you will see. Now, usually it's interactive in that I get people out of the audience to come onto the show. The best performers in the Discord get to come onto the show. They get to come on. We have a nice voice-to-voice chat through the Discord. We've been running a tournament, and we got to the semi-finals. So this week, there's not the option to do that because we do have our semi-finalists already qualified through. But in a few weeks' time, that will again be on the table. I'm being booed for my England shirt. It is a bad day to be wearing an England shirt. I did just grab it out because, you know, quarantine, who actually pays attention to what they're wearing? So I just grabbed a random top out of my wardrobe, and then apparently a lot of England fans are being rather unpleasant, let's put it mildly. Not supporting that, but also not bothered enough to change because I am very lazy and it's quarantine. I was not, in fact, out on the streets earlier. I find that whole thing reprehensible. Wear my VoW shirt again. It may still be in the wash somewhere. One day. Okay then. See, are Alan and Adam ready? I see Alan in the chat. We have tested, and touching wood, everything should be clear with Alan on Discord now, hopefully. Okay, so we have reached the semi-finals of our World's Hardest Quiz Determination League. Here's our brackets. Last week, congratulations to the Voices of Wrestling team, valiantly destroying 3 of our semi-finalists, the All-Stars. proving once for all we are the voice of wrestling. Hell yeah. But we still have a champion to crown. In fact, I say they destroyed 3 members of the semi-finalists. Technically, they destroyed 4. Although, whether you could actually say they destroyed Alan, slight stretch. If you didn't see it, VoD is up on YouTube, as well as the Twitch channel. So, this week, we are finding out who is winning between Alan and Adam to find this finalist spot. So, we had 156 potential topics. I typed up, I stuck in a randomizer, I pulled 6 of them out. I gave the 2 guys 1 chance each to veto a topic. They both picked 2010s Lucha, so we got no 2010s Lucha questions. But we do indeed have questions from Territories era, Joshi era, 1980s wrestling, the noughties Can-Am region, and then the 90s Pro. It's going to be a best of 3, so we've got 3 rounds. Whoever takes 2 will naturally win. If someone does go 2-0 up, we'll probably just play the last round for pride. And then, yeah. Let's get the 2 contestants on. Okay, so if the 2 of you could join VoW Quiz Night Hold, and I will pull you in to the voice chat.
Hello.
Hello, we are both in. All 3 of us.
Hello.
I'm getting a bit of echo, so if someone maybe doesn't have headphones in or needs to mute their stream, that would be great. Okay, so Adam, welcome.
Can you hear me? Hello.
I can indeed hear you.
Excellent. All right. My wife is going to have to suffer without hearing what's going on and just hear my end of it. I'm sure she's very disappointed. She's sitting there eating chewits, not looking too disappointed.
Very unfortunate, Sarah.
I also got chewits, so watch out, Adam. I am powered by fruit salad chewits.
Wow, you were.
I am brought today by minstrels, Alex. So,
oh, that's a good
bring it
counter. He's got minstrels. You've played a good move there in return. I'll need to have a big comeback for you in a few minutes.
It's nice to actually be able to hear you on Discord, Alan. It makes a nice change.
Oh, it's lovely to talk to you here again, Rob. It was lovely talking to you on Monday for my show. You joined me in the ProWrest Paradise, and now I join you in your Quizmasters Paradise. It's quite pleasant.
Indeed. Very, very smooth plug. Love it. Adam, you've been placed as the betting underdog. How are you feeling about your chances?
Well, I wouldn't fancy my chances. Let's put it that way. And that's being optimistic.
Look, when I showed you the categories, you were pleased with one of them. So looking on the bright side, there's one thing you might do well on.
Here's the thing. Can I just say I am okay? I was heartened last week when I heard Adam's performance in the '80s tag team round, which was that was not your finest hour there, Adam. But going into all this, before I even heard you answer a quiz question, I have to say there was an intimidation factor, because for a large chunk of the last few years, I have been every now and then in fantasy football leagues with young Adam Joyce, and I have seen him perennially top the table. And so I constantly, if I think Adam Joyce, I think someone who does well in competitive situations, because the only competitive situation I've ever seen him in, he's generally trounced people. So yeah, I was a little intimidated, a little worried, but as I said, somewhat heartened when I saw his dismal performance last week. But maybe that was him hustling me. Maybe he knew what was coming this week, and he was putting up a false pretense to, but playing possum, if you will, to use some wrestling terminology.
Playing the long game. He knew the
Yeah.
All-Star game. That's not where his priorities lied.
I'm about to come off the top rope with a big fist drop, and he's about to move out of the way, and I'm about to punch the canvas and sell it with all my heart.
I work well with statistics, so I think, Rob, if you want to bring out maybe some win-loss records or something like that for the questions, maybe that would be more in my favor.
There may actually be something like that in there.
Oh,
no.
that's not my strength. That's not my strength. So
the numbers. There is in fact a round called the numbers game. So here we go. Let's get to it. So the first round up is called the speciality match, and I asked both of you earlier this week to send me over your preferred specialist category, and I have created for you 5 questions each on said category. Now the way it's going to work is the person who picked the category is going to get first go at all the questions. If they get it right, they get 1 point. But if they get it wrong, their opponent has a chance to steal. And if they get that question right, that's 2 points for their opponent, because it's not the category they picked. Does that all make sense?
Works for me.
Works for me. Sorry, I was on mute while I chewed it.
Very understandable. Very understandable. Alan, you picked post-split Dragon Gate, and Adam, you went with the pay-per-view era of ECW. So, Adam, since you're the underdog, would you like to go with the Dragon Gate questions first or the ECW questions first?
Let's see what I have to put up with. Let's go with the Dragon Gate questions first.
Okie dokie. So,
All right.
Alan gets first shot at all these.
Taking off the warm-up tracksuit. I'm ready to go.
Okay. First Dragon Gate question for Alan. Shortly after returning to the company and forming the Millennials, T-Hawk and Aita won the Summer Adventure Tag League. Who did they beat in the finals to do so?
The Jimmies?
I'm going to need 2 specific names.
Kagator and Susumu.
I can tell you that is not correct. So, Adam.
Because that was the next. I'll say nothing.
For 2 points.
Alan, you could say whatever you want, because this is not my topic at all. So I'm just going to say names of like people that I've heard of. So I will say Naruki Doi and Masato Yoshida.
Gone with a speed muscle. Unfortunately, I think they were in rival factions at the time. But, a decent guess, it was in fact Yamato and BB Hulk. I may have thrown Alan off slightly by asking for specific names when it was never a Jimmy's to begin with, but there we go. Okay, over to the ECW question. 0-0. Adam gets first shot at this one. Terry Funk won the ECW World Heavyweight Championship at their first pay-per-view, Barely Legal, in 1997. After him, 13 men held the title before the company's closure. Can you name them all? And if you get 12 of them, you get half a point.
Jesus, some fierce questions starting things out here. That's tough.
Yeah, this is the semi-finals. This is big time.
Okay. So everyone, including the final one, yeah?
Uh-huh. From Terry Funk onwards. Well, after Terry Funk, even.
Rhino.
Rhino did indeed hold it.
Carino.
Uh-huh.
Sandman.
Pardon?
Sandman.
Uh-huh, that's free.
Just incredible.
That's 4.
Barry Lynn.
Up to 5.
Jerry B.
Have you cut out? Have I cut out?
Sorry, I said Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer.
Mike Awesome.
Indeed. Taz. Yep.
Sato Tanaka.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got 3 left. No, that would only get me to 12. What am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think there's only actually 12, so if you get 11, you get half a point. I can't count, apparently.
Yeah. Shane Douglas.
Shane Douglas takes you to 10.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
That's 11, so that's half the point. Can you get the last one for the full point?
There's an era I'm missing there, surely. Raven didn't. Did Sabu? I don't think he did. Individual reign, right? Because like Taz won it twice, so
Yeah,
he count
individual
twice?
people.
Okay. Sabu.
You can hear the brain racking.
I guess Sabu.
You would be correct. There
Really?
we go. That is all 12.
Very nicely done. That's a seriously impressive start, Adam. I'll be honest. When you got Masato Tanaka, I was like, yeah, he's getting them all now. That was the one. That was the bridge. It's like he was like the last guy left. I was like, okay, maybe this one will, because you could easily jump over. Not that it wasn't a great reign and all that, but it's just
It's
the
like
one
a
that could
7-day
fall.
reign.
It could fall through the cracks. Yeah. So, geez, Rob making you work for your first point there. Very well done.
You're on
I
the
do not
board.
remember
You've
the
taken
Sabu
the
win
lead.
at all.
I think he beat
I don't
Funk.
remember the Sabu win at all.
I think he beat Funk.
Oh yeah, straight after. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, back to Dragon Gate. Can Alan tie things up, or will the pressure of being the betting favourite catch up to him?
I'll be honest, I'm feeling the pressure here a little bit. The standard of questions so far, and Adam doing so well in that, and me all of a sudden second guessing picking Dragon Gate because so much stuff blends together. Like when you asked me that question, I was like, there's like 16 different things blending into my head that could be the answer of this question. So I'm second guessing a lot of things right now, and yeah, it's a rocky start.
Okay, so second Dragon Gate question. Junction 3 was named as such due to being a confluence of members from 3 separate stables. What were these 3 stables?
Okay, we got let me take this slowly, I don't want to misspeak. We had World 1.
Uh-huh.
We had Kamikaze.
That's the second.
And this last team went under several different names. I will just go with the simple one of Team Veteran.
I will give you that. I've got it down as Veteran Gun, but, they're all the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
If you'd have gone, we are Team Veteran, I might have been, that's slightly a different one.
Team Veteran returns,
Yeah.
Zetsurans, there's that whole load of, it's all murky waters.
Yeah, but there's the leveling up point. We go to 1-1. No chance for Adam to steal that, although from his prior declarations, I'm not sure he would have been confident of doing so.
Alan took the words out of my mouth there. Just to,
Okay, so back to
I'll be disappointed if I don't get there. I do fancy my chances in stealing maybe one ECW one. So if Adam gets the full slate here and I don't get a chance, I'll be honest, I'll be disappointed.
Okay, so second ECW question. Aside from a vacant tournament to crown a new champion when the title was vacant, the ECW Television Championship only changed hands once on pay-per-view. Who won it, and who did they defeat for it?
tournament, or could it have happened after that tournament? It doesn't really specify. It could be any time, basically.
Yes, could have been any time during their pay-per-views.
Okay.
Are you there, or are you just thinking real hard?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm here. I'm just thinking, going through the matches, which is surprisingly hard. I will have a crack at Finn beat Rob Van Dam. No, he didn't. No, that's stupid. I just realized what I've done. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, because he made it vacant. Oh, sorry. That was my answer, I guess.
No, I didn't final answer you. You still have
Okay.
a chance to twist it if you want to. To add some extra pressure, they've figured it out in the Discord chat.
The only other one that I think it could be, but I'm pretty sure he was never the TV champion, but I'll take a guess, was, did Rhino beat New Jack in one of the last Novembers, who remembers?
I think that might have been a successful defense rather than a change of hands. So that is not the correct answer. Alan, for 2 points, can you steal this one?
I'm struggling with it too, to be honest. I feel like it was just to recap the start of the question for me, Rob. It was the tournament. You mentioned the tournament. Was that to crown? What did you say specifically about that?
So someone has only won the television championship on an ECW pay-per-view twice. Once was a tournament. What was the other occasion, basically?
Okay, sorry. I thought you might have said when the tournament was or something, and that would. Okay, so I'm gonna say, it was Rhino defeating, Jerry Lynn.
Unfortunately not. Scores stay tied at 1 apiece. It was Bam Bam Bigelow defeating Taz, I think in 1997 or 8, pretty early on in their pay-per-view run.
So Rhino was the one that won a tournament, was it?
Rhino would be super crazy in a tournament final.
Yes, I think so. Okay. We remain locked at 1 apiece. Back to Dragon Gate. What was the subtitle attached to the alternate version of BB Hulk's theme, BB Story, that he used while in
God.
Mad Blanky that featured KZ rapping?
A theme question, Jesus. I specifically ignored the music category for making my strength, and then you give me a music question. I don't know. BB Hulk's team in Mad Blanky that featured KZ.
Yes,
I
it included rapping from KZ.
I feel I should be given some like a half point or something if I get even this a little bit right. Because I'm using good logic here. Both men from the Hokkaido region, they call themselves the North Tribe. They're never like an official kind of name, but that's what they kind of call themselves. So I'm guessing it has the word tribe in there somewhere.
Go with Tribe Vanguard vibes.
Yeah. Is it like, I don't know, BB Hulk Music Tribe Edition? North Tribe All-Star Rap Edition.
Alan, I can reveal you have absolutely got that one wrong, unfortunately. So, Adam, do you have any stab at all?
Although I'm not going to waste anybody's time or try to offend anybody by trying to have a guess here, I will pass.
So, as you would expect from an illustrious winner from the Voices Wrestling team, straight away, Andrew Rich, it is his speciality theme music. He got it right in the chat. It is Death Dance Poison. And it includes a lot of screams at the beginning.
If Adam gets a team question for ECW now, this is going to be BS. So I could probably answer a lot of those.
Hey, you
what
chose
was Little Guido's music?
Bring it on.
You chose your categories. This is on you. This is on you, my guy. Third ECW question, and for this one there is a leeway. I won't say what the leeway is ahead of time because it will give you kind of a clue to the answer, but there is one. So the question is quite simple. How many matches did Masato Tanaka wrestle for ECW?
Oh my gosh. That is an awful one. It's like, remember him there in '88. He did the Heatwave match. Then Yumi stuck around for a while, and then he was there early 2000 quite a bit because he was like Dreamer. So this is like includes like house shows and stuff, right?
Does indeed. This is according to Cage Match.
I will take a shot then. I'll say 55.
You have not met the leeway. Alan, what's your guess?
36.
You've both gone a bit low there, unfortunately. The answer is in fact 80.
Points for closest?
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. The leeway was 70 to 90, so unfortunately not. We remain tied at one apiece. These once we reach the semi-finals, the difficulty, what's the word? Ratchets up? Is that the phrase? It goes up. So no easy points here.
Certainly has.
Back to Dragon Gate. CIMA's 2011 reign is well known for being both the longest and the reign with the most defences of the Dreamgate Championship. Sorry, the Open the Dreamgate Championship to give it its full title. But who holds the reign with the second most successful defences?
Oh, in one title reign?
Pardon?
In one title reign, yeah.
Yes.
All right, everyone settle in. Alan's gonna do some maths in his head here. This should be very entertaining. All right. I actually think I know right off the top of my head, but I just want to make sure.
The problem with the setup for this round is no one wants to work through their reasoning because it would just help the other person.
Yeah. I'm like 90. I'm 90% sure. I'm 90% sure on the guy it is, but I've 10% that's making me think it could be a different guy. There's only two I have in my head. Hmm. Yeah, I'll go with it. The first Naruki Doi title reign.
Alan, you went with Naruki Doi. The 2008-2009 title defense. It had 8 defences. It is indeed the second most defences. Well done.
Yes.
You're
See
up to
done.
2.
Feels good.
For the record, who was your 10% name?
Masaki Mochizuki.
I believe
Just
he was
before
3rd.
Shima.
Yes. I do believe he was 3rd, or maybe tied 3rd. But no, yeah, I think he was tied with BB Hulk's reign.
There is a chance if Alan didn't get that due to the fact that Naruki Doi is one of the only names that I know that I may have got that one right.
Yeah, there was a shot there. There was a shot there. Okay, this question. This one, some may say it's a little slightly easier than some of the other ones, so this might be a good chance to level things up. Barely Legal 1997 featured a highly acclaimed match featuring Japanese wrestlers from which promotion?
Michinoku Pro.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You would be correct. I need to get more in the habit of asking for final answers so it's not just occasional, but there we go. 2 points on the board. 2 apiece.
I was worried you were going to say name them.
I was hoping you'd say name them. I was like, oh, this could be my in.
I did debate whether to go with name them for that one, but I thought
you asked him how many matches did Masato Tanaka have in ECW, but you're like, no, naming the 6 guys in that match, that's too much to ask.
yeah,
It evens itself out in the long run.
I gave a leeway. Looking back now, I'm slightly worried I might have double counted some matches from hardcore TV, so I think they might show up twice on Cage Match, but I do think it would have still been too high. But that doubt has just crept into my mind here. Moving on, where if that is the case, and I've evened it out by giving him a slightly easier one there. So there we go.
Get on it.
That's fair. That was a gimme.
Yes, it was.
Your final Dragon Gate question. I guess you don't need this in case Adam gets this next one wrong, and then you can jump in. But to have yourself in a good position going into the last question. What was the name of the stable formed by Shingo Takagi, BB Hulk, and Cyber Kong, and what were the other 3 members of the stable?
Sorry, it was you just broke up a tiny bit for me there, Rob. Go through the names again.
So what was the name of the stable formed by Shingo Takagi, BB Hulk, and Cyber Kong?
Oh yeah, the stable that made me a major Dragon Gate fan, bought the T-shirt and all. That was New Hazard, baby. And you want the other
3
names,
members.
yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, we got Jack Evans from the Heavens, of course. We've got Yamato, and so it was the 3 you gave me were Hulk, Kong, and Shingo, right?
Yep.
Hulk, Kong, Shingo, Jack, Yamato. A 6th member of New Hazard.
Came in so confident.
oh god, it'll come to me. Member of New Hazard. You're not confusing it with Real Hazard, no?
I don't believe so. I think this person was only very briefly a member, but they were a member. You have got me slightly worried, so I am double checking it.
I don't think he was actually a member. Is there someone in the chat you can bounce it off, Rob?
Well, Wikipedia and Cage Match both agree that he was in, so...
Okay. not Generico, because Generico was his first stable was Tozawa Juku. Jack. Shinobu was Tozawa Juku. Trying to think of guys who kind of came in for one-off appearances. Madoka was World 1. New Hazard. I guess I'll just say Ibushi because he was on their side in a bunch of matches.
So unfortunately, not the name I've got down.
I'm either going to be kicking myself here in a sec, or I'm about to just like call bullshit on this. So, who is it?
We've got to give Adam his chance.
Oh yeah,
at glory
sorry.
here, just in case.
So I unfortunately will try and just steal one of the names that Alan said out of pure scumbaggery, and I'll say El Generico.
Oh, well, I can reveal that one of the names Alan said was indeed the answer. But it wasn't El Generico. So, no points stolen. I'm going to give Alan half a point because he got very close. The answer I was looking for was Shinobu.
I'm gonna have to find a screenshot of Shinobu wearing the NH armband to see if he was in fact. Yeah. I remember he was an official Tozawa Juku member, but I don't remember him like being proper in a New Hazard. But I'll take my half point amidst the controversy and be happy with it.
So, both his Wikipedia and Puroresu wiki entry says, where does this sentence start? Wrestling both in Nex and main shows, he lost a mask versus hair match against Yuki Ono in the Stalker Ishikawa Bombaye 2007 and was meant to leave
Well
the
remembered by
promotion.
everyone.
But Yamato convinced him to stay and join his New Hazard stable.
Fair enough. Who am I to argue with Yamato?
He seems like a very persuasive man. So 2.5 points.
Probably persuaded him with some nice curve.
Back to ECW. If you get this one, Adam, you take the win. If you don't get it, Alan has won whether he steals it or not. So it all comes down to this one. The question is, last week we had a question about the WWF edition of the Unholy Alliance. But which three men made up ECW's stable of that name?
I believe I know this. It is Tajiri, Mikey Whipwreck, and what did he go by? Sinister Minister.
We have ourselves a winner. 3 points to 2.5 points. You take the first round. You are correct.
Nicely done, sir.
Yay.
Shinobu has come back to haunt Alan, especially being it as it was his favourite stable that got him into Dragon Gate and then Betrayal.
I don't think Shinobu even ever made TV on that. This is
There we go.
Getting laughed at by my soon-to-be ex-wife here on the other side of the couch.
Dear. I'm getting some mixed responses from the chat. This is a great controversy. But we still have 2 rounds to play. Alan can still take it back and make it to the final. Really, it's only adding drama. The next round is the numbers game.
Is Iron's Mike Spears in that chat taking my side on this? Because if he is, then I'll say you need to reconsider. Because if I got Iron Mike Spears on my side, then
I do not believe Iron Mike is watching. Unfortunately, neither is Case Low, the young boy. So we do not have either of our Voice of Wrestling experts.
Well, I'll thank anyone else who is taking up for me in the chat for sure. Appreciate the support, lads.
I think Andy is supporting you. We have sent messages to the Voice of Wrestling Dragon Gate experts, so we will maybe have an answer by the end of the show of whether
Do
I am a
note
bad
to them
quizmaster.
that I offered up Ibushi, and I consider Ibushi to be as much of a member as Shinobu.
Okay. So we may come back to that, but we may not need to. Or Adam might sweep the next 2 rounds, and it will be inconsequential. Who knows?
Can we look into the Masato Tanaka ECW matches while we're at it as well?
Maybe also worth doing. But we move on. Next round is
So this is separate rounds, so it's like it has to finish 2-1 or 3-0. It's not cumulative points, right?
correct.
Cool. Okay, just making sure.
So this is a new round. We haven't done it before. Basically, I'm going to give you both give a question to both of you with a numerical answer. You're both going to have a let's not say a guess. Let's say an estimate of the answer, and whoever is closest gets the amount of points they were closer by than their opponent. Whoever is behind in the round gets to guess second. They always have a chance to go far away from the first person's guess and get more points. So, for example, if I said, how many... Oh god, I've got to think of a random question here. How many men are usually in the Royal Rumble? The answer, of course, would be 30. Let's say Adam said 40 and Alan said 45. Then because Adam would be closer by 5 points, he would gain 5 points. Whoever has the most points at the end of the 5 questions will win. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, good for me.
Okay, Alan, because you're behind after losing the first round, you'll get to go second on this first question. So, gonna need a guess from you first, Adam. The first question is, from Flair winning the belt from Harley Race at the first Starrcade to Flair beating Garvin at the final Starrcade under the Jim Crockett Promotions name, how many people held the NWA World Heavyweight Championship? Now, I've given you 3 of them in Race, Flair, and Garvin, so I'm including those 3. How many total? So it's at least 3.
It's individual reigns, right? Or sorry, I mean it's like individual people.
Yeah, unique champions.
Rob, there's some Hoss, I won't mention.
Adam, are you still thinking? Just checking you're still on the call.
Oh, who's answering first? Sorry.
You.
Oh, I'm answering first. Apologies.
Yes.
I will say 6.
6 is Adam's guess. Now, Alan, you can talk us through your reasoning, as the other one's already been given in.
So, Kerry and Dusty are, and I was also gonna say 6 because I think there was something with I know there was something controversial with it. Didn't it happen? Change in Japan, but that could be previous to this period. So that's what's making me think maybe 5. But when I'm in doubt, I don't want to potentially give Adam the point. So I think I'll just play it safe and also say 6. I'm allowed to do that, right?
Yes, you can do that. So, but the order will flip for the next question because you've gone for the same one, just to stop a complete tie all the way through. The answer is 5. I believe the controversy in Japan was like earlier in the year of the first Starcade. Let me just double check that. I think that was 83.
If I went with my gut there, put my balls out on the table, threw it all out, went with it. I could have got the point, but I played it conservative, got men behind the ball, and took the easy way out.
The names were indeed the ones you were going for. So the 3 I mentioned plus Kerry and Dusty. So
Kerry, I was for a good while. I was like flipping between 4 and 5 because I was just thinking Dusty and another in Japan potentially. But then I was like, oh, Kerry as well. So I'm glad I remembered.
Who's the other one outside of Kerry? Sorry, you broke up.
Dusty.
Rob. Dusty, yeah.
Okay, so next question. This one, Alan, you'll be answering first. For the Big Egg Universe event, was an All Japan's women's show from the Tokyo Dome, famous for having a lot of matches. But how many matches were on that card?
Oh, this is a bit of a wild guess. You got a feel for it, Adam?
I'm giving nothing away.
I'm gonna go with 16.
Okay, Alan's plumped for 16. Adam, what's your feel?
Go with the first number that came into my head, and I'll stick with it based off that guess. I was going to say 18.
18, you've gone a little higher. I can say that Adam is closer. The actual answer was 23 matches.
What?
So,
Christ.
Adam takes a 2-0 lead.
23 matches.
That's almost like half as many matches as last year's WrestleMania.
And that was too big for one night. Or was that this year?
No, I'm talking last year.
New York.
Yeah.
I don't remember that far back.
I tried to sit through it. It was way too long.
I was there.
Oh.
My first Mania. Wow.
You're probably still there.
Forget that one. Forget that one.
You might be in the last WrestleMania crowd ever, Adam.
Privileged. Let's see McIntyre versus Roman Reigns.
I'm being told in the chat it was 10 hours long, which, again, roughly half the length of modern WrestleManias. Okay, next question, and Adam, you'll be going first on this one. How many people did The Undertaker pin or submit at WrestleMania from the year 2000 to 2009, inclusive?
Okay, bear with me, Rob. This will take a little bit of figuring out, I think.
Yeah, same here.
Thank you, Garrett. Oh, I'm told there is a caseload correction that's come in. Let me scroll back in the chat.
Oh my god, game changer.
Oh. Caselow thinks Generico should count.
Oh.
So we may come back to that in the future.
It won't matter anyway, right?
We'll see. If Adam goes 3-0 through the rest of the rounds, then it we'll have a winner.
Sorry, still figuring this out.
Just throwing me off. All right, back to Undertaker. Just pinfalls and submissions, you said, right, Rob?
Correct.
Okay, Rob. I will lock in 7.
7. Adam's going for. Alan, what are you thinking on
Well-
this one? What's your reasoning?
What were the years? It was 2000 to 2009, right?
Inclusive.
Then I went with 9. I'll give you my reasoning before you let us know if I'm right.
Okay.
So obviously 2000 wasn't one. He was injured, didn't come back till Judgment Day. So 2001 he beats Triple H. The old powerbomb out of the corner. 2002 he beats Flair clean in the middle. 2003 it was the handicap match. Nathan Jones comes in, and I feel like on that there was like he got 2 falls. They did something where he ended up beating people twice. So give him 2 there. And then 2004 Kane, so 1 there. 2005 Orton, 1 there. 2006 was a sneaky one because he beat Mark
Yeah.
Henry, but he put him in a casket.
Oh,
7 Batista gets 1 there. 8 Edge gets 1 there, and 9 Michaels gets 1 there. So 1 to 9 is 9, but loses 1 in the Henry one and gains an extra 1 with the Nathan Jones silliness. So yeah, 9 in total.
unfortunately, Alan, I like your reasoning a lot, but I believe I did go back and briefly watch this match just to double check this. I believe he only pinned 1 man in the handicap match.
Really, was there not something with him pinning Nathan Jones as well, or was that just a run-in?
So he pinned Nathan Joe. Oh fuck! Now I'm right. Let me. The chat has also said that only 1 man was pinned, and I did briefly check
Yeah,
this.
they're probably right. I
So-
might just be imagining that. Don't worry about it. I think you're probably right.
Nate, yeah, I think 1 guy was distracted, and then 1 guy got pinned, or something like that. So it is in fact 8. So you're both 1 off on either
8.
side.
My logic was that I thought that handicap match ended in Q, so that's why I didn't put it in.
Right.
So
You
now I
went
got
the other
7.
extreme.
Yeah, now the sneaky one with the casket I was onto there, but
I was very happy with myself when I caught that.
same.
You both caught my casket trap.
I think Adam. I think we are. The score sheet may not reflect it, but I think we are doing ourselves very proud in this quiz so far.
I will give myself an L. Barry Horowitz right now.
Okay, question 8. Again, it will be Adam to go first as he is winning this round so far. How many wrestlers participated in the 1996 G1 Climax tournament won by Riki Choshu? And this is Adam to go first on this one.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where I wish Alan was going first this time. I will say 10.
I'm gonna kick myself for this, but I gotta take a chance because I'm coming from behind here and I need to try and steal the round.
Sorry, Adam, I didn't get your answer there. You may have broken up slightly.
Sorry, it was 10.
10 is your guess. Okie dokie. And Alan?
So I feel like, and I'm just a bit grey on this, but I have in my head that 96 was a single elimination tournament. Choshu's last run, and I feel like they did. Or no. Shit. I'm quadruple guessing myself here. Maybe I've just invented this in my head.
I will say there's 1 more question after this one, just so you're aware.
I was gonna say single elimination, and my guess being 8. But now I'm really second guessing myself. I just don't remember blocks. I can't associate blocks with that tournament because I can't picture like the same guys all wrestling. And I know it happened. The tournament happened over a really short period of days because they did a Jake Crown tournament alongside it, and it was like a bunch of shows all together at Sumo Hall. Dave Meltzer was there. I just don't think they would have had room to have like 3 blocks of 4 guys, or 4 blocks of 4 guys, or whatever. So I'm gonna just go with 8.
Well, I can tell you that one of the two of you got this one right. So we've either got Adam going 4-0 up, or
it's Adam.
the
I know
scores
it is.
tying up.
Damn it.
I can tell you it was a round robin tournament with 2 blocks.
But yes.
Was it 4 people per block or 5 people per block? Alan, it was 5 people per block. It was 10 people.
No.
Adam has gone
crushing.
I think the only reason that came to mind was I think I watched one of those Japan. I was on like the YouTube channel and they had like the countdown where they just count down past tournaments, and they just happened to mention it stuck in my head that 96 it increased to 10 and just stuck.
Yep, I believe it was 8 the year before, and then I think the year after they went to a single elimination tournament. So you were close.
In a last gasp bid to regain my credibility in the chat, because I'm sure they're just all over me here, I actually did, before we finished off there, I had reconsidered, before you gave the answer, I'd reconsidered that it was in fact not single elimination, and I was thinking 2 blocks of 4. I was like, yeah, it was just 2 blocks, but it was 8 guys. And then when you said 2 blocks, I was like celebrating in my head, and then I was like, oh wait, crap, it could still be 2 blocks of 5. That's what it was. Oh no.
Yeah, that was Choshu Sasaki, Tenzan Hashimoto, Hirata, Chono Koshinaka, Muto, Yamazaki, and Kojima. A very young Kojima.
It was a good tournament.
Final question for this round.
Choshu versus I'm thinking 98. Choshu Tenaru. That's or Hashimoto Tenaru from 98. That's a really good match, but that's neither here nor there. Oh my god, I need to pull this one out of the bag. I need something big here.
I can play a bit tactical here now, right?
Well, you're going first, unfortunately.
Oh no!
Due to being ahead. I've thought
this rule set rules. This is
a
good
good
stuff.
rule.
This is good stuff, Rob. Good quiz mastering.
Well, no blocking out here. And I have specifically picked a question for the end that is both a big-ish number, I won't say how big, of course, but also a number that is pretty difficult to guess. So it could all be on the line here. And the question is, how many times did the WWF World Tag Team Championships change hands throughout the 80s?
Oh. Settle in, everyone. I'm not letting this go easy. This is going to be calculated in detail.
And to
Yours
be
might be detailed, but mine would be absolute grand slam if I get this.
Now, to be clear, just to make 100% sure, I don't mean the amount of teams that had reigns. I mean every time the titles change hands during the decade.
Do I go really high or really low here? A 10.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, 10.
Okay. So, obviously Alan is now deciding, do I go 5 or lower, or 15 or higher, to give himself a shot?
Oh, crikey, yeah. I was just trying to I was so focused on getting the exact number. don't like either of those numbers. That's a good number you picked there, Adam. It's a good number. So if I say 5 and I'm closer.
If you say 5 and it's 5 or lower, you get it.
Yeah. And I can. What gets me to a tie? A tie is no good to me. Oh, a tie is okay. What gets me to a tie?
So if you said 6 and it was 6 or lower, or if you said 14 and it was 14 or higher.
Okay. Oof. That feels a bit. I'm playing for the tie here because I think it's definitely in that 6 to 14 range. Hmm. But is it 6 or is it 14? I'm just gonna have to go on the hope that there was a bunch of like the Samoans versus Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas reigns in the early 80s that probably not thinking of that would bring it up to the 14. I think that's more realistic than it being 6 or lower. So, in the hopes of trying to steal a draw, I'm going to say 14. I feel like 10's a pretty good guess, to be honest. That feels about right to me, but I'm going to go 14.
Okay, so Alan has locked in 14. He's played it very safe. He's given himself a little bit extra leeway, but he can't now win this round. So he's going to rely on a final round and hope that I've written a tiebreaker, which I have. Or that we may have to go back and relitigate the first round. We'll see. You're both very low. The answer is actually 24.
Oh gosh.
Wow. So wow. Holy crap. So there were a lot of the Samoans versus Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas reigns then.
Mania stuff
Oh my-
worried me, but I didn't think it'd be that many.
Yeah, let me bring up the title history on the screen so we can get a nice gander.
Teams, I guess.
WF Tag Team Championships. You can see how I do my research. Okay, Reigns list. Beginning with the 80s, so we had Ivan Putski and Tito Santana hold the titles going into the decade. Then we had the Wild Samoans, then Bob Backlund and Pedro Morales, then back to the
Didn't
Wild
know about that one.
Samoans, then to Rick Martel and Tony Gurria, then the Moondogs,
Oh yeah.
then Rick Martel and Tony Gurria again, Fuji and Saito, Strongbow and Jules, Fuji and Saito, Strongbow and
I got
Jules.
there is a Fuji and Saito versus Strongbow and Jules match that I remember seeing after school when they were airing WWF Classics on Sky Sports, maybe 2001, and I was watching this thing and I thought it was the single most boring, awful piece of professional wrestling I'd ever seen, and it put me off wanting to watch old wrestling for a long time.
Yeah. Then we had, as you'd alluded to, then we had the Wild Samoans, back to the Soul Patrol, then the North-South Connection, US Express, Foreign Legion, US Express, Dream Team, British Bulldogs, Heart Foundation, Strike Force, Demolition, Brainbusters, Demolition, Colossal Connection, and then Colossal Connection finished out the decade as champions. So, 24 different changes. So we go to 1.5 to half a round apiece with potential relitigation to come.
So wait, one how? Oh yeah, because yeah, gotcha. Sorry, yeah, that makes sense. 1.5.
Oh yeah, so that round's a
And
tie.
the relitigation doesn't the relitigation just come down on Adam's favor?
Yeah, I think I would just win anyway, so it doesn't need to come right.
Well, if we give you the El Generico point, you'd tie up, and then we may need to check the
I said El
Tanaka.
Generico.
Oh, you did,
Who would
didn't
you be
you?
doing?
Yeah, I forgot about that. And
But
what
I said El Generico and Shinobu and the Boot. I think we'll just leave it as we
what
called
name
it.
did you actually go for? I've forgotten.
I said Ibushi, but like it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we may
I
indeed.
think they're all. Personally, I think they're all dubious names. I think New Hazard was the five guys, but whatever.
We may see. We may not. Who knows? Okay. So the last round is the Silver Ant Special. We're looking to unmask some people.
Yes.
We've played this round a few times, but just for any new watchers / listeners, the way it works, each time I'm going to be giving clues that narrow it down towards one wrestler. After the first clue, you each get a guess. If you get it
Rico
right,
Bushido.
well, there you go, 3 points. There we go. Bum. No, incorrect, unfortunately. First clue, you get 3 points. If you get it on the second clue, you get 2 points. You get it on the third clue, you get just the 1 point. Each person gets one guess and one guess only for each clue level. You're allowed to buzz in, and by buzz in I mean say your name. Although because Adam and Alan can sound a bit similar when both in Irish accents and both on a slightly dodgy connection.
Aggressively shouting.
Maybe go with your surnames because they're easy to differentiate.
I'll just go 4L. It's quicker,
Yeah,
less syllables.
Okay, Adam and 4L, that'll work.
Okay.
If you buzz in during the question, that's okay. I will stop giving the clue. You will get your guess. If you're wrong, then I will then say the rest of the clue, and the other person will get their guess. All make sense?
Yep.
Okay, first clue. I have an autobiography with the title Too Much, Too Soon. This is for 3 points.
Can I just stop us for a second? How many questions are we doing? Is this another 5-question round?
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
How many clues per round?
I'm definitely waiting for another clue anyway.
It's 3 clues per go, is it?
Do you both want to pass then? Yeah, 3 clues per round. We're both passing?
Yeah.
Okay, second clue for 2 points. In World Class, I was given the moniker the Black Superman. Uh-huh.
Simmons?
Sorry, that didn't come through. I think you broke up a little bit. What'd you say?
John Simmons?
Not correct, unfortunately.
Can I still come in?
You can indeed.
Is Adam out, or does he get penalised in any way for that? Or
He can't guess again on this clue level. So
okay.
you now get your guess, and as long as you want to think about it, and then if you get it wrong or you pass, then we'll have the final clue.
Okay. Too much too soon. Strikes me as a kind of honest kind of opinion. Someone would have a self-deprecating opinion. Someone who's always fit that bill. It's Tony Atlas. He's always been quite self-deprecating, I've found. He also could fit the bill as Black Superman. Quite a large, impressive-looking physique. I don't have strong memories of him being in World Class, though. But he went to pretty much every territory. I can't really think of another guy who'd fit that bill that was in World Class. Superman. Rocky Johnson wasn't in World Class. And Rocky Johnson, conversely to Tony Atlas, wouldn't be someone writing a book calling it Too Much Too Soon. He'd probably say... I don't know what he'd call his book, but he was definitely a more confident individual, I think, in his abilities than Atlas was. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Tony Atlas.
Well, after all that reasoning, you're correct. 2 points.
Hey!
Working out.
Whoa.
While you were saying, I was like, yeah, for sure.
As you go 2-0 up. The final clue would have been, I briefly managed Mark Henry. So
That would have sealed it for me anyway. I'd have been racing to get my answer in.
yes, that might have been a buzzer off on the last one. Okay, next question. First clue for 3 points. I started my career in All Japan in the late 80s, but this millennium I have held titles in New Japan, DDT, and 01.
L. So it was started in All Japan the late 80s,
Yep.
and this millennium
Mm-hmm.
since 2000 held titles in 01 New Japan, and what was the other one?
DDT.
I had a name in mind, but it doesn't really make sense. Am I under a clock constraint here?
Once you've buzzed in, I need like an immediate answer.
Okay. I'll unbuzz. I don't have an immediate answer. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even hear you buzz in. There we go then. If you already buzzed,
I thought I had an answer, and then I was like, no, that doesn't make sense because I got too excited and didn't listen to the question fully.
see that's the risk you play. You buzz early, and then maybe you doubt yourself, but then you're locked out for that clue. But you do get first go, so you got to weigh it up.
Are you counting my buzz? If you're counting my buzz, I'll give an answer.
Yeah, just throw an answer out now because I didn't make that clear ahead of time.
Junji Harada.
Incorrect, unfortunately.
You can go ahead to the next clue, Rob.
Okay, we'll pass that one along. Okay, the second clue for 2 points. I was a part of a Wrestling Observer Match of the Year.
Adam.
Okay.
I'll take a stab at Drew Nakayama.
Not the man I'm looking for, unfortunately. You can almost hear Alan going through the Wrestling Observer Match of the Year in his head.
What I'm trying to do right now is think whether Kensuke Sasaki won a 01 title. Quick clarification, Rob, if you wouldn't mind. You said he debuted in All Japan or he was trained in All Japan?
The clue was I started my career, but let me just double check this off screen, but I'm pretty sure I meant he debuted.
He wasn't trained in the All Japan dojo, but it's very possible his first match was in All Japan. And I've obviously got him with New Japan and All Japan titles in the 2000s. 01, I'm not as sure on, but I mean, it's very possible.
So,
or is it?
The clue is he debuted in All Japan.
Okay. And he was definitely in an Observer Match of the Year. Maybe even 2. I'll go with Kensuke as my guess.
Not the person I'm looking for, unfortunately.
Okay.
Again, the sticking point may have been 01. Couldn't quite think of the title he's won there, but he may have won one of them. Who knows? He's done his rounds. Final clue, and you may want to jump on the buzzers here.
You did say late 80s, right? Not just 80s.
Correct. My longest running rivalry was against Masanobu Fuchi, who I lost to 10 singles matches in a row before finally
4L.
defeating. 4L.
Yoshinari Ogawa. No, sorry, Tsuyoshi Kikuchi.
Unfortunately, I've got to take your first answer there, and your first answer is not correct.
Oh,
No.
Adam, do you by any chance have a guess?
could you please?
Oh, what a way to go!
You popped a little early there. Adam, do you have a guess? Did you pick up on anything there?
I think I might go with that one, please.
Oh, I'm such an idiot.
Kikuchi.
Kikuchi is indeed correct.
I was like a greyhound waiting to be released, but once Rob said that this was like fingers on the buzzer or whatever you said before giving that last clue, I was just about to shout 4L no matter what you said. And once you said Fuchi, I was like, All Japan Junior Heavyweight title, Ogawa. And then I was like, no, Kikuchi was the guy. And then I said it and handed it to Adam. Oh my god, I'm far too excited and tense for all this. Is just not good for my heart.
So the match of the year, of course, being the famous tag match he had when teaming with Kabashi against the Canams, and then
Of course.
I believe he
Only
won.
like my favorite match ever.
And then I think he won the junior tag team titles with I think Kanemaru in New Japan, and then he has more
Kanemaru.
recently won I think the Iron Man title in DDT, and I don't remember off the top of my head what title he won in 01, but he did win one.
Oh yeah, you said DDT. I was thinking All Japan as well. Anyway, I forgot about the DDT aspect.
He did indeed, obviously, win one in All Japan as well, but not this millennium, I don't believe. No, that would have definitely been just the 90s for him. Okay, next man.
We're at the 2-1 to me.
It is indeed 2-1 to Alan in this round. First clue for 3 points. During the first decade of the 2000s, so the noughties, I worked for TNA, WWE, and New Japan. That's not necessarily an exhaustive list, but he did work for all three.
Adam.
What's your guess?
Let's take a shot, and we'll say Juventud Guerrera.
Not the man I'm looking for, unfortunately.
Promotions were TNA, WWE, and New Japan?
Correct. During the first decade of the 2000s.
I've got like 2 guys. No, I've got 1 guy, but his WWE work was developmental. Would that count? Like he did work for the company, but he wasn't on WWE TV yet.
He was on main roster TV.
Oh, he was. He was. It's Loki.
Not the man I'm looking for, unfortunately.
Oh, because Loki did metal in Loki did metal. He did New Japan, obviously, and he did TNA, obviously. I was thinking him in terms of when he actually signed and he was in developmental in 2009. But then I was like, oh yeah, metal. I thought I got a great get there. That's disappointing.
Second clue for 2 points. I captained a team in a lethal lockdown match.
4L?
Uh-huh. Gonna need an immediate answer.
Christopher Daniels.
Unfortunately not.
Adam.
Oh, I know who it is. God damn.
You. In that case, I will say. Yeah, I'll say Kurt Angle.
Yes, it is.
It's not the man I'm looking for, unfortunately.
Oh, oh, Robin Reed, you beauty.
Now this is just for the 1
You've
point.
scorned me with Loki, and then you've won back my favor.
Again, this might be another one where you really want to be shouting out on the buzzers, so be prepared.
But don't say that. That didn't work out well for me last time.
Maybe not too prepared, Alan. It's a nice simple clue. My name is alliterative.
Oh Jesus.
God. Adam.
Uh-huh.
What does this work? Oh,
Gonna need an immediate answer now that you've buzzed.
Jeff Jarrett.
Unfortunately, not the guy I'm going for.
Alright, so I've got time to play with this one now. That's what I was hoping for. Okay, so
It doesn't work.
to recap, WWE, New Japan, and TNA.
During the first decade of the 2000s, yep.
And you're not one of these 2010 counts in the first decade people, are you?
I am not.
Okay. So, right. Worked for those three companies. Was a captain in Lethal Lockdown, and name is alliterative.
No one's got it in the chat.
Alliterative is like what Adam said, like JJ, right?
Correct.
Okay. So Lethal Lockdown, if he was a captain...
Oh my god, I just got who it is.
If he was a captain, he's obviously a big enough star.
I know who it is. I know who it is. I can't believe it.
And...
Say it if Alan doesn't get it.
I don't remember Ken Kennedy doing it at one of those Tokyo Domes. But he could have like been on a terrible undercard match that I just wiped from my memory. But I really don't remember it. And also you got the whole thing with his name was Ken Anderson in WWE, so that would be that'd be a bit of a scummy move from the Quizmaster. And I would not expect such scummy moves from a man, the moral compass of Robin Reed. So
I'm giving away nothing.
Christian Cage, again, that's a thing where he wasn't Christian Cage in, like, that's not his name, so you couldn't be using a name clue when it's not the name he used in the majority of that time.
Yeah, I will elaborate, because otherwise I think... Okay, so the chat has pointed out that Christian Cage does fit all of these if you count Christian Cage. I will just say it's not him.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. I wasn't going to guess him, because like I said, just the whole name... Can you confirm that the name is their name that they're known as in all these places? The alliterative name, I should say.
It's... How to not give this away by answering it. It's
very close. I know who it is, by the way. I figured it out.
Yeah, like Adam, you could say, because you have the right incentives of not giving it away. It's the name he's best known as is alliterative, and he's pretty much everyone would call him something that's alliterative. But technically, he may have gone by one name in some places.
I'll even go as far to say I'm pretty sure I know it. The surname is the same everywhere.
Okay.
I'm right on
that. Oh, yes. Beautiful. His brother had a different first name in different places, but he has always been little Scotty Steiner, Memphis territory legend. And that's my final answer.
Did Scott Steiner work New Japan in the first decade of the 2000s?
He did, multiple times.
Well, now I feel bad, because then I guess he would... No, did he ever captain a Lethal Lockdown?
Oh, I assumed he did. I'm not going to have a better guess than that, so...
I have the privilege of revealing it to Alan who it is.
Go for it.
It was one Jason Tomko.
That was indeed the name I was looking for.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone with him as a big enough name to he wouldn't have even come into my head as.
Yeah.
Captain 1 against Christian.
I'm quite happy with the pulling Scott Steiner out there, even if it's wrong. And I'm happy with Loki. I'm happy with all my guesses I had there.
We had lots of decent guesses there. I was getting some shit in the chat for saying, well, if Christian doesn't count because he wasn't Christian Cage in WWE, well, Tomko shouldn't count because he was just Tomko in TNA, which is maybe a decent argument, but I think everyone basically knows him as Tyson Tomko, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, no points either way there for that one. We have 2 questions left. First clue for 3 points. I made my
I should say a hell of a question from our quizmaster for bridging several different promotions and knowledge pools there for the one question. Nicely done. Because like I was feeling good about my Japan knowledge side of things, but iffy on the TNA, and Adam might have maybe been feeling the opposite. I don't know. He seemed to have a better idea on the lethal lockdown aspect of where I was just winging that. So a good kind of that's some good questioning, Quizmaster. I'm not at all trying to lick arse here in anticipation of the controversial decision making that will come forth regarding the first round.
you're being brutalized in the chat now. Okay, so for 3 points.
Genuinely good question.
Thank you. For 3 points, I made my debut in wrestling against Arisa Hoshiki. I may be mispronouncing that one.
Do you mind going again there? You completely cut out for me.
It was I made my debut in pro wrestling against Arisa Hoshiki.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Well done in the chat. Someone getting it immediately.
That's just a lucky guess. I'm sure plenty of wrestlers debuted against Arisa Hoshiki. Maybe not.
But I can reveal it's not Joshi Bodum. Although that's a hell of a name.
Someone artistic definitely needs to like make that into like one of those like Tapla's drawings on Twitter.
Mhm.
Those awesome drawings. Someone needs to do like one of those style drawings of whatever your imagination of Joshi Bodum might be.
Just be careful around refs. Do we have any guesses? Should we go for a double pass?
Move on for me.
Yeah, I'll move on.
Okay, second clue. I am a former Women of Honor Women of Honor champion. Don't believe they have weight classes.
4L.
Yes, Alan?
Mayu Iwatani.
'Tis indeed. 4-2. 4-1 even. I can do maths. So
I need to get this on the first clue.
you do indeed. And we've had our Joshi one, we've had our 2000s Can-Am, we've had our Territories one. So some of your better categories may have already disappeared, unfortunately.
What's left?
That would be involve me being able to do a reverse memory game.
Don't worry.
We'll see. First clue. I wrestled in Mid-South from 1982 to 1987, debuting as a member of the Rat Pack.
4L.
What's your guess, Alan?
Jim Duggan.
Boom. 7-1 in this round.
Wow.
Absolute domination.
AKA Jim Dugan. As Bill Watts would call him.
And on every single early WWF tape in Silvervision that what's the British WWF announcer called? Completely slipped my mind.
Lord Alfred Hayes.
Alfred Hayes would always call him Dugan.
Oh, did he?
recently.
I never knew that. You know, if Lord Alfred, like I always thought, like Bill Watts. We can't really trust Bill Watts with pronouncing someone's name right. We can't trust Bill Watts with really doing anything appropriately, can we? But if an honourable gentleman like Sir Lord Alfred Hayes says it's Dugan, then maybe it is Dugan. Maybe we should go with that. I think he also said, did Lord Alfred also go with Ted DiBiase? Was that a Lord Alfredism?
Okay, he's wrong.
Ted DiBiase,
Very
$1
fun.
million
Isn't it?
man.
And it is.
The following clues would have been I was part of a tag team with Eugene in the mid 2000s, and then finally I once found the WCW World Television Championship in the trash.
No memory of the Eugene thing, but the television title thing I think is fairly well known.
So, I don't think we need to go into relitigation for the first round if we count an El Generico as correct. So, we are tied. In a very dramatic fashion, we have reached a tie for the semi-final. I do have a tiebreaker. Now, for this...
Best of 3, we've somehow tied.
Indeed. Alan's cowardice in only going for 14 rather than 15 cost him the win.
Hey, look, that was a good move. That was not a cowardly move. I said I was thinking it was 10. So I mean, at that point, I might as well go with the yeah.
You play things safe, and will it pay off with this tiebreaker? If you lose on the tiebreaker, you'll forever be regretting. The way this one's going to work, I need you both to send me a DM for the answer. It's a numbers one. Whoever's closest wins. Very similar to the...
Full circle to Adam calling himself the man who'd do well with the numbers at the start.
No
Now
pressure.
it's like, well, my Dragon Gate and my new hazard boasting came back to haunt me. Will your stats boasting come back to haunt you?
So you're going to have plenty of time to ponder on this one, because I'm going to take a very brief break as soon as I've given you the question. So you've got a while to
Should I get a
DM me the
calculator?
answer. The question is quite simple, and this is based off the official count recognised by the NWA. Not the...
Can't trust those guys.
Not the
It's a bad state of affairs when like we have to start by you saying that, and my first question is which NWA?
How many days did Ric Flair hold the NWA Heavyweight Championship in total, kind of combining all his reigns together? So, I'll give you a while to ponder that one while I nip to the toilet.
I was literally about to type cage match into my URL. I was like, wait, I can't do that.
That does seem like cheating. It was
my natural assumption. I was like, oh yeah, I'll go figure it out on cage match, get the calculator out. I thought it was literally just going to be a maths exercise.
I will be back in a minute.
Rob, just before you go, sorry, I got too excited there. It's is it cumulative? You said?
Yes, cumulative total days.
And we're
across all his
talking
reigns.
NWA title, not any WCW international bullshit.
Correct.
Okay.
Or even just the
All right.
WCW World title, just the NWA.
How many days?
Uh-huh.
And we're talking 7 days a week, or are we talking working days? Enjoy your piss, Rob.
Thank you, Alan. Right, I am back. Time to check the DMs. See if we have any answers already in.
About to send you one.
Nothing yet. The tension builds.
I'm about to send you one right now, Robin.
Okie dokie. I will use this moment to say anybody who is already subscribed to Amazon Prime has the option of linking their Amazon Prime account to their Twitch account, and in doing so you get one free subscription a month. If you use that on this channel, it won't cost you a penny, but I will get a nice little kickback from Jeff Bezos, which would be nice. So anybody who wants to do that, very much appreciated. Otherwise, do appreciate all the follows. Thank you to Steiner Shocker for following today. I hope that is the real Scott Steiner. That would be tremendous. Or Rick. Don't want to discount him. I'm sure he's great at wrestling quizzes. Yes, if you click the heart below the stream, you get notified every time we go live. It's a bit like following on Twitter or subscribing on YouTube. Okay. Adam has sent an answer in. I will say he has the right amount of figures. Yeah, that really narrows things down. I imagine Alan is still really mathing this out. He's counting each individual day of each reign.
It was a leap year.
Yeah, important to factor in. Unfortunately, I cannot accept the answer of a lot. We've had a decent few guesses in the chat. Some better than others, of course, without giving anything away.
Rob, do you want to DM to Wrestling Quiz or Rob Reed?
Don't mind.
Okay. Gone to the O or double.
This is for, of course, a spot in the final. A chance to be our first champion. I currently have 2 graphics set as the next slide. One with each of you. Moved on. Okay, so I will reveal that Alan has gone for a bigger number than Adam. Adam has gone for 1,565 days. Alan, meanwhile, has gone for 2,108 days, so you're both very much within the same ballpark.
Give us the numbers again. Build drama here.
So Adam went for 1,565, so that's what? About 5 years-ish, a bit less. Whereas Alan has gone a bit higher, 2,108. That's... that is...
It's a little less than 6.
A little less than 6. And then, yeah, I was way off in my estimate for Adam. 1,565. 565 is 4.28 years.
Oh no.
He's already thinking he should have gone higher. He's regretting boasting about being good with numbers.
You hear that out loud, it doesn't sound good.
I got the calculator out, ladies and gentlemen.
The answer is indeed in the thousands.
Oh.
Ric Flair was the NWA World Heavyweight Champion for a combined reign of 3,116 days.
What?
That's a long time.
3,000?
It's a long time.
Talk us through this.
He's in fact
Happy I won, but I'm shocked.
Okay,
Huh?
let's bring up the reigns. Let's bring up the reigns. He's
An over.
I heard them read out. I thought, yeah, you had slightly gone over.
So Ric Flair, 3,116 with across 10 different reigns. Second only to Luthez.
I wasn't giving him credit for a lot of days pre-83, but I'm guessing there was obviously a lot more days in those reigns pre-83 than I gave him credit for.
Let's take a look. So, first reign held it for 145.
That was what year?
That would be 81. That kind of encapsulates a few of that was a period where he was flipping it back and forth with Carlos Colon, but it's not officially officially, what's the word? Respected by the NWA, whatever you'd call it.
Yeah. Bogus bullshit is what you call it.
So, his second official reign, 117 days in 83. Next reign, 84, for 44 days. But then he has another reign in 84 for 793 days. Then in 86 he has one for 412 days. In 87 he has one for 452 days. In 89 he has one for 426 days. In 91, 69 days. Nice. Again in 91, 112 days. 93, another 59 days. Apparently that adds up to whatever number I said, 3,116.
My logic was I was basically giving him 6 full years for 84 through to the end of 89, and then knowing that he lost it at points and they weren't super long, I was like, he lost it at points during that time, but that gets countered by the fact that he had it a little bit before. And to be honest, I wasn't even really thinking much of what he had after. I obviously should have been. So I was thinking it would even back to being about 6 years. So that's how I ended on the 2108. But yeah, there was just more pre and post that 83 to 89 period. I was counting.
Well, it was enough. Just as I delete Adam's progression slide, and we see Alan has made it through to the finals.
That's a
tiebreaker.
That's a handshake and a hug at the end of the match type epic battle. That's no. Yeah, you made me work for that one. Whew, I'm out of breath.
Yeah, that was.
Congratulations, sir.
Quite the match. You really pushed him, Adam.
Do you know what it was when you have as you said, I was the betting favorite. So it's like you have the UFC fight where one guy is a betting favorite, and then right at the start the underdog comes out with a big right hand that floors him and sets the tone for the fight. That was that ECW question at the start, and I was like, yeah, it was a pick'em fight from that point on.
We had a lot involved. We had some controversy early on. We had a draw in the second round, and Alan just scrapes through in extra time. What a match we've had. What a match.
It had everything. It had everything. It was like Flair coming into the territory and trying to put over the local favourite. And, just for a brief moment there, you thought I might have been able to take it. But Flair always gets out with the belt, right?
For 3,116 days, apparently. There we go.
Yeah.
More you know. Adam, do you have anything you would like to plug?
Oh, not particularly. Twitter is AdamJoyce88, and to spend time as I can off that this week because the world isn't the best place at the moment. But yeah,
wise move.
Actually, I'm there.
I'm being told that it's a fix in chat. We've had way too many things go to a tiebreaker. It's clearly all scripted. Well, it is a wrestling quiz, so maybe.
It's a work like the NFL, brother.
So do I have to delete this email now, Robin, with the script, or how does this work?
Yeah, I think you've pretty much reached the end, and now you're kicked off the show for the foreseeable.
I would like to, while Adam is still here, publicly announce that despite my blackguarding earlier on Twitter, and despite what the history books might say, I am not in fact the original Irishman, or even maybe non. I want to say UK and Irishman. I was not the original 16 carat goer. I did go the same year that Adam did, but he arrived in Germany a little before I did. He was there at the hotel, checked into our room. We roomed together, and he had checked in before I arrived. I remember arriving on a rainy day, a rainy Friday
Mhm.
in Oberhausen with my shitty umbrella that broke on the walk from the train station, and Adam had already landed before me. I don't know if he had met the Shella Kabuki at that stage and had greeted the mayor of Oberhausen, but he was on Oberhausen soil before I was, so he is essentially the trendsetter of going to 16 cars. So yeah, I get a lot of the credit, but it was Adam, and a fine roommate he was for the weekend.
Solid 10 minutes that I beat you there. That title.
Finally, you've got your revenge, Alan. It's taken many a year, but
Can have the crown back.
Speaking of revenge, I have a promo all set up here. It was expected to after this was going to be delivered after a whirlwind run through of my semi-final opponent, and I had the fear of the finalists in my hand, and I could cut a real cocky promo. But unfortunately, I've barely made it through by the skin of my teeth. But speaking of revenge, what I'm going to be doing when I win the Voice of Wrestling. What's the full title there, Rob? Strongest Determination Quiz?
uh,
Is that it?
World's Hardest Quiz Determination League.
When I win the World's Hardest Quiz Determination League here at the Voice of Wrestling, what I'm going to be doing is like Hulk Hogan. I'm going to be getting Rob, who's my Eric Bischoff, to bring in the two people who hold wins from me in the other territory, the Joe Gagney 5-star match game. The Ultimate Warrior, and well, this one didn't really work out for the old Hulkster, but Yokozuna, the people who got one over on him in the old territory. I'm going to be getting Rob to bring in Emma G and Jojo Remy, thinking they know that they're hot shits about Pro Wrestling Gorilla and Pro Wrestling Noah. And I'm going to use my creative control and my big fat Turner contract to get Rob to let me get my wins back on them here in the very much fixed, as we've determined, Voice of Wrestling quiz. So that's my end goal and plan here. I must reign supreme as the ultimate quiz supremo of the wrestling world, but I'll probably just lose in the final because I came very close to losing here in the semi-final.
Oh, what a build-up. Maybe getting ahead of himself, because of course next week we have our second semi-final. Liam will be taking on John. We're moving that one to Friday because it better suits their schedules. So this time, next Friday, we'll be starting. I think we've tentatively got it scheduled for 11 p.m. UK time start. So whatever that is in the US, I think that's 6 p.m. Eastern time, maybe. What are time zones? Who knows?
Liam, I've noticed, likes to talk a lot of trash. So I get on very well with John. Did his show earlier today. It'll be on his Patreon, the Wrestling Omakase Patreon. But I wanna shut Liam up. So I'm gonna be hoping Liam gets through, and I'm seeing him in the final, and I can shut that mouth of his that's been yapping. Because people don't like these braggadocious people in quizzes, do they, Rob?
No, very unpopular. Very unpopular.
Yeah, no, it's not becoming of a quiz participant at all. And Liam has been flapping his gums a lot, so I'll have to shut him up.
I believe I saw him say. I believe I saw him say something along the lines of, "It's his only way of having a chance against you to get inside your head," and it sounds like it might be working. So
Well, I have a fragile ego when it comes to my wrestling knowledge. It seems so. Like Hulk Hogan with his wins and losses. A lot of comparisons here. I'm just gonna get myself really orange with the Irish summer weather, and yeah, be full Hollywood Hogan mode by the time we get to the end of this.
Oh yeah, brother. Alan, before we fully wrap things up, do you have anything you would like to plug? I heard you had someone rather good on one of your shows recently.
I was going to say, I've done enough shit talking. I'm not going to plug anything, but I better plug the great episode that the great Robin Reed, our quizmaster extraordinaire, did with me to wrap up my Best of the Super Juniors series on the Pro Wrest Paradise. We talked Ibushi versus Bandito. We talked Liger versus El Samurai. We talked baby 16-year-old Katsuhiko Nakajima versus Heat. And we talked Tajiri versus Shinjiro Otani. It was a really good quartet of matches, and me and Robin talked for about an hour and a half, I'd say, Robin. And it was a real
like
good
that.
chat, and yeah, really fun. Yeah, easy conversation, and I think it will be enjoyable listening for anyone that wants to check it out at PW Torch VIP.
Okay, thanks to both of you for coming on. It was a hell of a time. Very close contest. Alan just about progresses. We'll see him again probably in 2 weeks. We'll figure out some scheduling for that. Again, next Friday instead of Saturday for our next week's quiz night for our second semi-final between John and Liam. Thank you for everybody who's followed. And everybody who's watched along. I'll be hanging out in the Discord for a little bit afterwards if you have any questions you want to ask or anything like that. Other than that, though, thanks for watching and goodbye. And be nice to
Cheers,
each other.
Adam. Cheers, Rob.
Thank you, Robin. Thanks, Al.